just a bit surreal, isn't it? But I definitely, I think I hoped that I'd be able to play it again, because it's just so special to me, and I think I loved it from such a young age. And as soon as I kind of found it, I think it resonated with me a lot, like it does, I think, a lot of people. But yeah, I think there was a real hope in me that I would be able to really explore it and to be main, so that I can just have so much freedom in being able to do kind of the work with it and be able to really explore what it's about. So I was very lucky to be able to do that. And to be able to come to the other side of the world as well is just incredible, and to such an amazing country that kind of has just welcomed us and that I've loved like so much. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been brilliant. In Singapore, I am looking forward to just kind of telling the story to another country, to being able to tell it to the other side of the world and seeing how people resonate with it. Because I think it just resonates with everyone for me, I think. I think it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you've been through, I think it always will resonate with you just because of the script, because of the music. I think it is just absolutely amazing. I can't wait to be able to tell it to everyone over there. So it's like such a beautiful country as well. I think it's resonated quite well. I think that's why it's been so well received over, was it like almost 10 years now? Because I think especially with the subject of social media, it is ever growing. Like it is consistently growing every single year. And that kind of creates problems itself, because all you see is what's online, and you see what people, the best parts of their life. And I think that can cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of loneliness, because you see these pictures of everyone in their, you know, like highest state and with all their friends, and they're on holiday and they're loving it and they look so happy, and that makes you feel a bit like, like I feel lonely, I don't have that. Whereas what you're not realizing is that it's just such a snapshot. And I think it kind of shows you that in the show of how amazing things can be, but then kind of the darker side of social media and how it can kind of turn quite nasty as well. And that's the thing. I think social media is not going anywhere anytime soon, and I think it is just growing all the time. So I think it doesn't matter how much time goes across with Evan. I think it is always going to be relevant because of that. And I think that feeling of loneliness that is kind of growing in young people and anxiety in young people. And I think it just kind of opens up the conversation. I think you see the show and it affects you, and I think it doesn't matter who you are, it affects you, and you laugh, you cry, you sing, like it's amazing, and I think it really affects you. And then you come out of that and conversations happen and you talk about it, and then it kind of ends up linking to you and how you're feeling. And I think being able to open up to that is nice. It's nice to know that that's kind of helping people to be able to speak about how they're feeling, because I think that is, with mental health, one of the biggest problems with it is just the first conversation. And I think it's talking about it and realizing, it's so corny, but you are not alone. And I think it is so that, and it's the fact that everybody feels this to a certain extent, I think, and the kind of feeling of loneliness, and I think everyone feels that sometimes. So being able to tell that in music and such a beautiful script, I think is just amazing. And I don't think it should be, limited to people in the UK. Like, I think being able to tell that story all across the world is so important for young people, and especially Gen Z, because they're so open to social media. I think older generations aren't as in touch with social media, which then kind of, I think they benefit from that a little bit.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. step out of the sun, because you've learned, because you've learned. And on the outside, always looking, and will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving?